Welcome back to the Road to Rainbow Rank, where I'm trying to get the Rainbow Rank. The game is Kirby Air Riders. We're playing the Air Ride mode, ranked online. I've been using the Magolor character on the Wheelie Bike for the past several episodes. Now I'm just having a lot of fun on this combination. So let's jump right into the first race. All right, the first race, and it is on Frozen Hillside. So historically I've done pretty well on this track for the most part. Occasionally I'll get passed up here and there. Let's see if I can replicate that success now. Now with this combination, I usually can't make it up to the top level of the ice unless I'm following a star trail or I've hit an enemy right before. So usually I just drop right down. So yeah, I don't slam into it and waste time. So we're down here. I want to turn off the lasers. And we are in contested first, second place coming to the first rails. So that's okay. The race is still early. If this guy passes me, I could follow the star trail. Got that rat right there. But coming into this section, we want to take these lines as best as possible. Take it a bit too tight, bounce. That wasn't too ideal. So we are now basically in third place. We're getting cooked by fire, which probably on this level doesn't feel too bad given how cold it is. But we are in third place. Now, fourth place, we want to come out through here in a good position. And coming to this next part, you can open the canyon, but if you're maneuverable enough, you might want to leave it for your enemies to struggle with. So it gets open ahead of me. We get a bad landing there, my bad. But we're coming into the section fourth place. Want to just drop down here because it didn't look like I was going to make it. But here we are. We're going to use star trails to catch up. Want to use the special after the rail for sure. Yeah, and there we go. We catch up to that guy right there. And at the last minute, we let the special rip. Here we go. This is propelling us forward. Want to make sure we take this good enough, given we're firing a laser out behind us. That is great. And now we have landed into second place. Want to take the best lines as possible here and catch up to this guy. We're in first for the second for the moment. First, second. Hopefully I can use the sword to my advantage. It should help a bunch, and there we go. Grabbing that sword was critical to securing this first place. So let's go ahead and see those results screen. Yeah, the very end of the race I find in this game can be so volatile. Anything can happen if you don't have a huge lead. So this is a great win, great gains. This gets us just a bit closer to that violet rank. So let's jump to the next race. All right, the next race, and it is going to be on Floria Fields. All right, so this track, I guess I'm glad that I have a bit more speed than a wheelie scooter, but the DDD is still a fast character. We've got some other fast combinations. Not quite sure how effective the Jetstar is on this track, but I do hit him with the little spikes off that jump. It's a little fun thing you could do with Magolor. So we got a little three-way fight for first place here. We're in here for the moment. I grabbed the needles. Yeah, just want to bully these people with the needles. Also spamming the needles lets you take that turn super well. So coming out of this side, we don't want to go off the ramp because we're not quite a flyer. We take this boost panel here and we go into the second lap in first place, but this is a 3-lap track. So I take this little jump. I want to go for the boost panel and also take out these enemies with the fire, throw it back every now and then. Take that a bit wide, but we've got this cutter coming up here. Just gonna take out the other cutters so they can't get it. There goes that Jetstar guy. I wanna take out those enemies as best I can, get that little speed boost. The Jetstar is gonna go for the ramp, so we can't ride that star trail there, but we can get this, and we let the special rip right there. We want to avoid jumping so we can keep it firing continuously. We're keeping up as best we can. We just there's that block. Yeah, that's always funny to see. So I'm just laughing a little bit. Just a giant block, but we get the fire. We're throwing it back as we can to harass the other players, taking out these enemies here. So it's the final lap. We're second place. Looks like we won't be able to catch up, but if we can hold second, that would be great, and it looks like we do. There we have it. So I think this also answers the question I posed at the beginning of this race of not knowing if the Jetstar was good on this track or not. But yeah, second place, that's a pretty good gain, and it looks like the Jetstar is in fact good on this track. So there you have it, some education right there. Let's jump to the next race. Next race, and it is gonna be on Crystalline Fissure. All right, pretty cool track. We don't really have any flyers here except that Shadow Star, so I don't have to worry about any Wing Star rivals. So let's go ahead, let's try and take some good lines. Of course, the beginning is always a fight, a brawl, if you will. But we try to take out those enemies there, take some decent lines. Yeah, that was fairly okay for getting bumped and stuff. And we come out of that initial section in second place, so not bad. We want to take a good line here. Yeah, just like that. That is excellent. You want to make sure you can take that just as tight as possible. You don't want to go too wide and waste time. We go up here, but then we fall off because best gamer in the world. There we have it. Excellent. But yeah, we fight with that guy, and we're already... Oh, we would be in a good spot if I didn't bump the side of that wall. So a bit of a mistake there. We go ahead, we take the shortcut. That gets us into first place momentarily. Hopefully I can hold it. This next section, though, the star trails you leave behind and the star trails you follow can really shape who comes out of this last part of the lap in first place. So we're already falling to third place. Oh, it's a bit of a struggle there between getting hit and the star trails. We are in second here. And we want to go straight to be as fast as possible, but we don't want to go too straight, so that way they can't catch up with the star trails. But it looks like those guys have caught up regardless. Want to take this turn nicely, and we do, so that gets us just temporarily into first place. It's still going to be a bit back and forth on this section, but there is hope. If we can get first place the first lap, there's hope for the second one. So bump a bit there, so small mistake there. But given the chaos that's going on around me, we take that on an inside line, and we are in second place for the moment. We want to take a nice good line here, and we do again. That Rex release probably going so wide because the turning stat isn't quite as good as mine on this different character combination and bike combination here, but we pop the special. This way I can... Well, I was thinking I could take the shortcut, but I totally missed the ramp. I'm just all over the place. I take the second part of the shortcut just fine. So we are securely in second place. Want to catch up to the rat ahead of us. Let's see where the star trail is. Yeah, it looks like it's over there. So yeah, we want to catch up here. Use just how straight these next sections are to our advantage, minus this curved part here. Don't fall off the bridge. There we go. So we want to do what we can to catch up. Just ride that star trail. We want to get close enough. Yeah, there we go. That we can hopefully outline in the last turn. It's all going to come down to this, the star trail and the line. Can I take a good turn, a good line? And we do get the jump, and we do try to land the spikes, but it just isn't enough. We are second place, and you know, it is what it is. Second place is a good placement. We're still going to get some decent gains here. It's well fought. We had a good race on our hands. And the next race, and it is going to be on Cavernous Corners. All right. So this is a pretty decent track. I want to make sure, I'm thinking about, there's those giant stone golems we want to avoid, not crash into. It's going to be important not to get caught on too many geysers with this combination since we're not a flyer. And let's just take the best lines we can here. So we do manage to slip into first place for the moment. Of course, it's the beginning of the race. It's pretty volatile with star trails and how close everyone is. But we want to go in here. I like to take the little booster here. Yeah, the spikes hit the rat behind us. This is always a struggle between trying to take those turns and hitting the star trails. I do take that little jump just to get the spikes to come out. But then I totally bombed that turn right there. I could definitely have done that better. But then I have a rock fall on my head. So somebody call an ambulance. But in the meantime, we are going to try and do this next section well. Here we go. This section's fairly easy, but then you want to make sure you take these turns okay enough. So that first turn was good. That was what it was. Just going to go inside. Try not to get hit by those dudes right there. So we are holding first for the moment. The next task will be to avoid the geysers as much as possible. So we do that. We do go through the off-road a little bit, but it might be worth it. Yeah, there we go. We got people going over there, so that does mean we've fallen into second. But second is still pretty good. We can catch up fairly easily. I know it says that they're pretty far away, but that's because of the rail. But we're all catching up here right now. Yeah, hit that guy with the spikes. I don't know if that connected or not. But we get the needles. We're fighting our way through here, just riding the star trail. Hit him with the needle before it expires. And it's time to hit the special now. I was thinking when I should use it. I didn't quite want to use it through the turns. So I wanted to use just a bit before we get there. I did spin attack and waste some of it, is what it is, but we land there. We're still in second place. We try and take a better line here, but I don't know. Something about this race just is making me blunder that turn right there. Too bad. But we're going to try and catch up here. Now coming off of here, yeah, we want to take that inside line, follow that star trail, but he's flying off. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge for us to follow then. We do get the drill. We're trying to use that to catch up. Want to easily avoid the stone golems. They weren't an issue this race whatsoever. So that Flyer is going to be able to use the geysers, but ooh, yeah, you don't want to hit those. So just struggling a bit there. Want to, just avoid that. I knew that was coming up. Take out these enemies for the little boost of speed. We want to get through here. We get a good cycle there. We do get a bit of air there, but we're coming into the last section. Looks like the Flyer is super far ahead. I'm going to try and use the star trail anyway, but we do land a second place. So there we have it. I could have taken that hairpin a bit better in that one turnaround section, but a second place is still a good game. So there you have it. This has been another episode of the Road to Rainbow rank. We're inching ever closer to the Violet rank. We're going to hit it very soon. So if you'd like to see that, be sure to subscribe, like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you next time.